We like to talk about these activities and give them recognition. Today, we're going to be talking about the Elgin National Little League. It is, of course, a fantastic program to be a part of. And today, we do have a very special guest in-house. We have the president, Ben Gordon, with us today here in studio. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you doing this
Hey,
afternoon?
thanks so much for having me, Matt. I appreciate it. Doing really well.
Awesome. Of course, love the jersey. Always
Yes,
good to
thank you.
represent there.
That's right.
I love it. So, Ben, you are the president with the Elgin Little League. Tell us a little bit about what got you interested in being a part of the Little League, and how did you become president? Yeah.
Yeah, so my kids were really enjoying playing baseball with the city of Elgin has a great T-ball program, and we were playing T-ball through the city program, and then we wanted a little bit more baseball after their season was over, and we found Elgin National Little League, being residents of the east side of Elgin here, and I decided to coach. I really enjoyed coaching, so I was coaching my son's team, and the call went out. They needed volunteers for the board of the executive board, and my wife and I both decided to help out if we could help, and we've been doing that for 4 years now, various positions on the board, and then a couple years ago, the president position came available, and I kind of had to be talked into it a little bit because I knew how much responsibility it entailed, but it's been really rewarding. I've really enjoyed it so far for the last 2 years, and yeah, it's a great league. I would encourage anyone to check it out. We do cover the east side of Elgin and then the western portion of Hoffman Estates as well.
Awesome. Very cool. So tell us a little bit about this here, too. It's an entirely volunteer-run league. So how do you coordinate and motivate such a diverse volunteer base?
Yes, it is all volunteer, including myself. Not a single one of us gets paid anything. This is something we always try to stress to parents, right? Just to kind of remind people that, we're here doing this as volunteers as well. And it can be a challenge, frankly, getting volunteers, but we do have a great group of families and parents that come out and help volunteer. From coaching the teams to managing the teams, grounds work. We have a great longtime volunteer who's in the Elgin Sports Hall of Fame, Ron Myers, who is our head groundskeeper. He's been doing that for 30 years. We really appreciate him. But there's so many volunteer positions that it takes to run the league, from running the finances to, like you said, the concession stand to coordinating all the volunteers. And we have our executive board that handles all that. My wife, who is the lead secretary, handles a lot of that coordination as well. So yeah, it's like I said, we're all volunteers and we all do our best. And thankfully, we're able to come together. And I think we've got a really nice lead, and we did a lot of really good feedback from families.
Awesome. And like you said, this is all volunteers. So that's coaches, other individuals that interact closely with the players that are out there too. What training and support systems are in place for first-time volunteers or even parents stepping into roles like coach or concessions?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we do have a coaching coordinator that will work with any, especially first-time coaches. And we try to do coaching clinics at the beginning of each year too.
Okay.
Now, those are helpful for even returning coaches, but especially for those first-time coaches, we want them to be able to step in and feel comfortable and feel like they have the tools that they need to go out there and do the job. Right? We want to give them that confidence. So we have coaching clinics where we go over just basic drills and things like that, and then also just basic discussion on how to interact with the kids, how to schedule your practices, all of those types of administrative things as well. So we really try to give our volunteers the tools that they need to succeed in those roles.
Very nice. Now, tell us a little bit on for the kids out there, how can they join in, and how do you also get the word out about the Elgin Little League?
Yeah, so a lot of it, we use social media to get our message out. We have flyers. We just walked in the 4th of July parade here in Elgin. That's one of our big ways that we get the word out, pass out flyers. That is Elgin Classic Little League. Those are our friends across the river on the west side of town.
Oops.
Hey, they're a fantastic league as well. If you live on the west side of town, go check out Elgin Classic Little League. But yeah, so we do a few of those things to get the word out. This is a great opportunity. Again, thank you for having me here today. And then a lot of it has been word of mouth. We've had a lot of growth in the program over the last couple of years. And a lot of that has been driven by just really positive experiences from families, and then families talking to their friends, their neighbors, kids talking to their classmates at school. So that's been really effective.
There we go. There's the correct website up there.
There you
Very nice. Love the colors as well. Been around since 1951.
1951.
How cool is that? You can check out more information, and then there too, I know that there is also a calendar list as well too. So for all of the upcoming events that you can also find on there too. So you can also feel free to check that out. Tell us a little bit about some of the upcoming events.
So we have a really, really big event that we're excited to be hosting this weekend. We are co-hosting with our friends at Elgin Classic Little League and the South Elgin Little League. We are hosting the Illinois Majors Baseball State Championship.
Oh, nice.
The state tournament. So this is ages 10 to 12. You know, if you go on in ESPN and watch the Little League World Series in Williamsport, this is that division. So whatever team wins this tournament will represent the state of Illinois and be going against Ohio, Indiana, you know, the nearby Midwest states. And then whoever wins that regional will be going to Williamsport, Pennsylvania to represent the Midwest in the Little League World Series.
Oh, that's so much fun.
So we'll be hosting that July 19th through the 23rd. That starts this Saturday. We've got a full slate of games on Saturday, both at Elgin National, Elgin Classic, and South Elgin Little Leagues. And then, again, going all the way through Wednesday, which will be the championship game at Elgin National.
Awesome. So you've got a lot of things going on. You've got practices going on too. How would you describe like a typical day of practice for the kids?
A typical day of practice, you know, it varies, you know, day to day, because we don't always have a lot of time. You know, sometimes it's an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the age level. You know, typically for kids out there that are listening, one of the first things we want to do is stretch, right? We want to make sure that you're warmed up so you're not pulling any muscles. Then we usually do throwing. And sometimes parents see us just throwing the ball and they think, why are they throwing the ball for so long? Well, we really believe in teaching the proper mechanics of throwing the ball. So we do several different drills on just throwing at the beginning of practice. That's usually how we'll start. And then from there, it just depends. We try to really have multiple stations set up because, you know, I don't know if you played baseball when you were growing up at all, Matt, but, you know, sometimes you have a practice where there's a lot of standing around. And we really try to avoid that because no kid wants to stand around for, 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time. So we'll have multiple stations set up on the field. Maybe there's a hitting station with a coach over there, a pitching station, a fielding station, and we move the kids around. That way they're always doing something and there's not a lot of standing around.
Yeah, and it's important too because sometimes the kids want to be active, and standing around might kind of lower their interest at times. So it's good that you strive to have that activity that's still in there too. So very good. And yes, I know you did recently march in the 4th of July parade, which is always a lot of fun, of course, to be a part of that too. Tell us a little bit more on so the games themselves. So you have do you have home games and then you go out to different places as well too?
Sure. So it depends on the age level. For softball, all of the games are against other District 13. So we're part of Illinois District 13 Little League, and that comprises leagues from Bartlett, South Elgin, here in Elgin, West Dundee is Tri-Cities Little League, and even a little bit further afield, Streamwood Little League. So softball, you're always going to be traveling and playing either at Elgin National or against those other leagues. And then typically by the time you're about 9, 10 years old, you'll also be traveling. But for the younger kids, so T-ball up through what we call AA, which usually stops at about age 8, those will be in-house games for the most part. So all of the games will be home games at our fields at Lords Park, which is at Summit and Hiawatha there. So yeah, it really depends. The earlier levels, we try to keep it in-house and make that travel easier for the parents. And then as they get older, they start to travel a little bit more. But it's never very far. It's all very close proximity.
How does it go usually when it comes to weather? So it's like, say, for example, you might be rained out. What's the process of going through that? You usually have rain dates?
Yeah, so we don't necessarily have set rain dates. It depends on, again, who we're playing. If we're playing against another league, those two managers of the two teams will coordinate on a day that is available for both those teams, and then they'll make it up. We try to avoid rainouts as much as possible, but obviously sometimes the weather is a little bit too much, and especially we take lightning and things like that very seriously. We never play through anything like that, so safety is the biggest concern. But yeah, it just depends. It kind of depends on available dates when looking at rainouts.
Okay, very good. you've got a lot of different divisions here. So you've got single A, you've got minor AA, so double A, and then the minor triple A. And then you've also got major, intermediate, 50/70, junior, and senior. So you have a long list of different ones that are out there. What would you say is the most, I guess, the biggest divisions that you have usually in terms of amount of?
Sure, like amount of teams.
Yeah.
Usually the youngest division, so T-ball. A lot of people really like to play T-ball, just to try it out. And some kids really enjoy it and keep going for several years, and some kids decide maybe they want to try something else, and that's fine. But yeah, I would say T-ball, single A, double A, and then in softball, minor B. Those younger divisions up until maybe like age 9 or so, those are the biggest divisions where we have lots and lots of teams, which again also enables us to play more of those in-house games when we have so many teams. There's generally less and less kids. The older you get, you have less teams as you move on, because kids just find other things to do, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to where team members are they all from Elgin, or do you get people from around the area, surrounding area too?
So the way Little League works is Little League has a boundary system.
Okay.
So again, Elgin National Little League, we cover the entire east side of Elgin, and then we also have everything in Hoffman Estates west of Route 59. So that whole western section of Hoffman Estates is part of our territory as well. And then our friends at Elgin Classic Little League across the river, they've got most of the west side. There's a little bit of differences. It's not the entire west side of Elgin, but a lot of the west side of Elgin. So yeah, we did the east side of Elgin primarily, and then some athletes from Hoffman Estates, and then for ages 4 to 7 athletes, new this year from Little League, you do not have to live in any certain boundaries. So right now, a kid in West Dundee, if they wanted to play with us and they're age 5, they can come right to us, and that's no problem. We can sign them up and they can play with us. So 4 to 7, there's no limits based on boundaries, but then beyond that, they need to be from the east side of Elgin or Hoffman Estates, typically.
Very good. How long does a game usually last, roughly?
Again,
I know that kind of depends.
Yeah, it depends based on age level. So the T-ball single A games are usually about an hour, because we see with the T-ball kids after too much longer than that, their attention really starts to tail off. The older divisions, it's usually about an hour 45, and then the oldest divisions, it can be 2 hours plus.
Okay. And then for concessions, I know I'm jumping here from questions.
That's all right.
But so the concessions, because it is out to lunch, we like to talk about, of course, food here on Out to Lunch. So what are some of the concession options that you have available?
Yeah, so we really try to have a great variety of options in the concession stands. I mean, nachos are one of our most popular items, of course. We also do have a league favorite item that we call the Madrigal Special, and it's Flamin' Hot Cheetos with the nacho cheese on top. That's really popular with our families.
Oh,
yes,
that's cool.
Yeah. In addition to that, we have hot dogs. We have Vienna beef hot dogs. We serve them on poppy seed buns. Try to do something a little bit nicer. And we've also got home run and pizzas. We've got soft pretzels, in addition to Gatorade, water, all sorts of drinks. We've even got bubble tea. People really enjoy that. We've got the bubble tea, got chips, candy, all of the usual snacks as well.
Very good. I'm sure that's also fun to put that together. And what's great too is, when you're part of a community like this, you get to make new friends. I'm sure so many kids out there have made new friends along the way.
Absolutely.
Lifelong friendships. And the parents can also talk with each other and work together too. So like you said, because it's all volunteer work.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we really have strived as a league. We've really tried to build a community at Elgin National Little League. For myself, my family, I have 3 children. All 3 play in the league, and my wife and I are both on the board. We're there, all the time. And my kids are growing up there. And even if they don't have a game, they're there and they're playing with other kids that they know. They've always got friends there, and they run around and they play. And it's really cool. It's almost like a bygone era where these kids are just outdoors and they're playing their own games. Like, they come and they play their games, but when they come to their siblings' games, they just go and make up games. They might be playing soccer, they might be playing baseball or wiffle ball, whatever it may be. But they're just out there playing with their friends. And like you mentioned, with the parents as well. I've made so many close friends that I would have never met without Little League. So it really is a great opportunity to expand your community, be a part of a larger community, And it's one of the things that I value the most. Like the baseball and the softball is fantastic, and that's why we come together. But community is really my favorite aspect of the league.
Absolutely. I know that, of course, you always say thank you to sponsors as well, too, and that's part of being with the community. So how do you go about getting sponsors and accepting their generosity and commitment to the success
Sure.
of the
A
league?
lot of times that is just word of mouth and, reaching out to businesses that we know. Maybe we know the business proprietor ourselves, and that's usually the most effective way. We are always looking for sponsors. Frankly, our field location being right on Route 58 is a great opportunity for a business to showcase their brand. We have lots and lots of games, but even just driving by the fields, I believe it's like 18,000 vehicles that drive by our fields
Oh,
on
wow.
Route 58 every
Yeah.
single day. So there's a lot of traffic and there's a lot of value as a business in sponsoring with us and getting getting your name out there. And at the end of the day, you're also helping a community, your own community that you're a part of, and we really appreciate that.
Absolutely. So I know it's exciting. You got the baseball state tournament coming up pretty soon here as well too. I mean, how long does that usually? And again, I know it kind of depends, but generally speaking, so are the seasons usually just during the summer, or do you also offer them in the spring and the fall and winter too?
So we really have two distinct seasons. We have three, technically, I guess. We have the spring season, which is the traditional Little League season, and that starts in the beginning of April, and it runs through the very beginning of June. And then we have our All-Star season. So based on talent, kids are selected or not selected to be on the All-Star team, and that's what we're doing right now. So this major state tournament is, going to be the end of the road for 13 of the teams coming, and so that'll be like the end of their summer season. And then we do offer a fall season. The fall season begins in the middle of August, so here in a few weeks, really, and it ends about the beginning of October. So there's kind of three distinct seasons. Spring and fall are the biggest, and then with the middle of summer being that all-star season.
Very good. So, folks, check out more information. You can find them on their Facebook page as well, and also on their website. That is elginnational.com. That's elginnational.com. You also do offer a shop as well too. So there is a shop that you offer, so you can get classic logo winter hats. That's really cool too. How was that idea put together? Do you know?
Yeah, so we started doing this a few years ago, and then I designed all of these shirts myself. So
Awesome.
if you don't like them, blame me. They've been pretty popular though. They're popular with the families. It's a way to show your pride in your child's league, and just a way to be comfortable at the games as well. So we even have some different shirts and hats that we sell in the concession stand. So if you don't want to wait for shipping or anything like that, you can always pick up something at the concession stand as well.
Absolutely. That's great. I love the designs of all
Thank
of
you.
them. I
Thank
think
you.
they're really cool. There's a lot of diverse colors in there too. Sometimes when you like have like a league, it's usually kind of the same colors, but
Sure.
you offer a wide range of different things here. So that's great. Awesome. Very cool. And we thank you again so much for joining in today.
Thank you so
Greatly
much for having me. I
appreciate
really
that.
appreciate it. We do registration for fall ball is still open. It's open for one more week. So again, go to elginnational.com and sign up. It's a really good time. Your kids will enjoy it.
elginnational.com is the website to go to. You can also check out, of course, the baseball and softball. So that's available on the website as well, too. So you can find that, of course. The list of sponsors that are also out there, too, resources. That calendar page is going to be your friend when it comes to looking at all those different events that will be coming up. Of course, you can check out other things as well, too. Facilities, a little bit on the league history there, too, which is always fun to take a look at. I mean, there's a whole list of things. You've got quite the rich history here, for sure. So, again, folks, check out their website. That is elginnational.com. Again, elginnational.com. What has been the most rewarding thing for you in your time working here?
It's really when you make a connection with the kids and you're able to see, the improvement on the field is cool, but when they gain confidence in themselves as a person, that's the most rewarding thing for me. I really enjoy making a difference. Like I said earlier with the community thing, baseball and softball are the vehicle that we're using, but the goal is really to benefit these kids and create lifelong, lasting, positive memories, and hopefully just be a positive influence in the lives of these families and these kids.
Yeah, you want to leave a legacy and pass it along too. I'm sure if you know, do you have any folks out there that like played in the past and then their kids play and they maybe even
Absolutely, yeah.
grandkids
We
too?
have that. We have that quite frequently. We have several coaches I can think of where they played in the league 30 years ago, 20 years ago, and now their kids are out there playing and they're coaching. It's really cool to see that lineage.
Yeah, I think that's really cool too. So again, folks, check out more information. Visit their website. That is elginnational.com. That's elginnational.com. You can also check them out on Facebook as well. And again, Ben, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing this awesome information.
Thanks so much. Come out to the major state tournament. You should come out, join us
Oh,
Saturday.
I'd love to. I would love to. Folks, we're going to take a quick time out. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Check out more information. That's Elgin's National Little League since 1951. Of course, there's lots of rich history, and they want to leave a legacy in the community. So check that out. That's elginnational.com. We'll take a quick time out. We'll be back with more here on Out to Lunch, WRMN AM 1410. Stay tuned, and we'll be back.